my goodness. What do I have to say, guys? What do I have to say? You know it's a pretty bad show when I've already started my live review. I didn't even wait for this shitfest of a pay-per-view to end. I couldn't wait. And for those of you watching live, thank you for tuning into my live Battleground 2017 review. Oh, are we going to have some fun with this show? As you can see in the title, in my opinion, feel free to disagree, but I think this was the worst WWE pay-per-view of the year. A boring, predictable, lifeless snooze fest. And it peaked early. If you go back and watch this show, which I don't know why you would, but if you would be interested in watching it, there's one match that you got to go out of your way to see. And that was the opening tag match, New Day versus Usos. I thought they had a really good match. Otherwise, everything else was just either okay to really bad. I mean, I haven't seen a pay-per-view this year that was this bad, going all the way back to, I'd say, Fastlane. Fastlane, it's a tie. I don't know what was worse, Battleground or Fastlane. You guys tell me. And it was so bad that I had to shut it off. This is just a major disappointment for the SmackDown Live brand, a brand that I thought up until the Superstar shakeup, because, you know, we can't say draft, because Vince has to have his freaking fetish with the words that he has to use, but I'm calling it a draft. Ever since the draft, this pay-per-view, well, not this this brand, it just hasn't been the same. Something has been missing. I don't know if it's who's writing the show or it's SmackDown has just been kind of there. Some weeks it's been good, but most weeks there's been a noticeable drop in quality. So I don't know if that's because Ryan Ward ain't writing for it or what, or who's, I don't know. And this was not a good show, in my opinion. If you liked it, more power to you, but going into this, I was hoping that the show would deliver. I thought maybe, you know, they'll pull an ace out of their sleeve, the rabbit out of the hat. But you know, it's a pretty bad night when I even thought the match between AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens, it was good, but I thought it was going to be even better. And I honestly thought their match at Backlash blew the match that they had tonight out of the water. Maybe just an off night for them, just an off night for the SmackDown brand. And it's disappointing because now we're headed on the road to SummerSlam. Who knows? The pay-per-view still might be going on as I'm talking, guys. So if you're just tuning in, well, I don't even know who won the WWE Championship match. If you guys are watching live, let me know in the comments section because I honestly did not give a flying you-know-what. And I really wanted to just get through this review and move on because there's not really a whole lot to talk about. But we will, of course, talk about the results. And we'll talk about the pre-show match, Aiden English versus Ty Dillinger. It's still going on. The pay-per-view, it's 11:07, and this pay-per-view is still going on. Unbelievable. That's just unbelievable. But let's just talk about the pay-per-view and get this over with, guys. Aiden English versus Ty Dillinger. I didn't watch the match. If you guys, oh my God, the Great Khali, are you? This is kind of a live reactions video too. The Great Khali returned. You know what happens when you have the Great Khali return? You know what happens? Guess what I got here, guys? You know what happens? You just made the list. Fucking Great Khali, my ass. Does he still move like a tree? He's probably slowly walking down the ring. And he's costing Orton the title. Spoiler alert. Does anybody care? If anybody's still left in that arena in Philadelphia, let me know. Oh my God. Unbelievable. So we'll get into the main event. Won't be much, but we'll get into that main event. I'm sure it was amazing. Aiden English versus Ty Dillinger. I heard it wasn't too bad of a match. And I heard Aiden English actually got the surprise win over Ty Dillinger. He dropped Dillinger face first on the ring post, hit his finisher for the win. I believe that would make his first pay-per-view victory on the main roster. I could be wrong, but I don't believe Aiden English has won on pay-per-view. So, yeah, Okay. Now let's talk about the highlight of the night. WWE SmackDown Live Tag Team Championship match. The Usos versus the New Day. Good match here. Really good stuff between these two teams. I like their match at Money in the Bank. I like this match that much more. Now, I missed parts of this match because I didn't quite make it home until after this match was over and midway through the Shinsuke Nakamura Baron Corbin match. But from the parts that I saw, it was Big E and actually, was it Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods? Excuse me. Make sure I get the right guys in there. Who took on Jimmy and Jay Uso. Just some nice counters. Xavier Woods. It was nice seeing him actually being involved in the tag team match for a change. Usually it's Kofi Kingston and Big E. Getting Xavier in there. Nice change of pace. There were some nice near falls toward the end when Kofi Kingston was able to kick out of the Superfly Splash. The Usos tried to set up for a coast-to-coast. Kofi was able to get out of the way, knock Jay off the top rope. Jimmy Uso attempted to hit a splash, but Kofi Kingston moved out of the way. Kingston hit the Trouble in Paradise, and Xavier Woods dove from one side of the ring to the other, and he hit a nice-looking elbow drop, and the New Day won the SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions. So they're your new champions. Like I said, these two teams, they have really good chemistry with one another, and despite how I felt like going into the pay-per-view, the feud was kind of fizzling out when it came to creativity due to the fact that they just had them fight in singles matches, which is honestly very lazy and predictable booking. I thought the match here delivered. I liked the match between the New Day versus the Usos. And like I said, the New Day defeated the Usos to become SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions. I had a feeling that the Usos might drop the titles here to the New Day, and best match of the night by far. If you're going to watch one thing off this show, go back and watch the New Day versus the Usos. And if you're asking who won, I believe Jinder won, but like I said, who knows? The pay-per-view could still be going on. I'm not sure what's going on at this point. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Baron Corbin. Okay match. A little slow. I don't know if it was off chemistry or what. I don't know. It just looked like something was off in this match. Like I said, it was decent, and the finish was kind of lame. It was Corbin. Oh, God. I just got the update on my phone, so I'll tell you what happened here. The Great Khali returned to WWE during the WWE title Punjabi Prison match. Great. That's just great. That's what we wanted to see. Oh, SmackDown. It didn't even take him a year to completely shit the bed. Oh, man. But like I said, Corbin low-blowed Nakamura. Referee saw it and led to the disqualifications. So Shinsuke Nakamura wins the match as a result of disqualification. So not the best of finishes, but, Corbin didn't lose, and Nakamura didn't really, get pinned or what have you. So nobody really gained too much out of this match. It was just, like I said, okay. And I don't know. I'm trying. This pay-per-view was just so boring. My goodness. I mean, where's the creativity? Where's the effort? Where is the fun? It doesn't even feel like a pay-per-view. You can't even have pyro to open the freaking show. The sets don't look different anymore. It's just everything is so lifeless and monotone. Yet it's funny to me. They say we can't do pyro anymore. They say we can't have unique stage sets anymore. You know what's funny? I thought this company makes more money now than it ever did before. Yet to me, it seems like despite them making more money now, they just become more lazy and less creative, and they don't give a shit. Because they have no competition. So why should they even bother to try? And I don't know. I just don't know, guys. This was a very frustrating pay-per-view. Man. Wait till we get to the flag match. Wait till we get... It's coming. We're getting there. Fatal 5-way elimination match. Charlotte versus Natalya versus Becky versus Lana versus Tamina. Winner of the match challenges Naomi for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Okay match here. I was really surprised. What really surprised me was who won this match. But I like seeing I felt like when the eliminations happened, when Becky Lynch got the disarmor on Tamina, eliminated her, and then eliminated Lana, and then just like really out of nowhere, Becky Lynch got eliminated as who eliminated Becky? I can't even remember. I believe it was Natalya. Here we go. Yeah, Natalya grabbed the tights, and she got the quick 3 count. I just didn't like how the eliminations happened so quickly. I wish they were kind of spread out there. And then her and Charlotte went back and forth briefly. She schoolboyed Charlotte into the turnbuckle, and Natalya got the pin. I was really surprised. I thought for sure my 2 picks in this match were either Becky Lynch or Charlotte. When it came down to Charlotte and Natty, no offense to Natty, but I thought it was going to be Charlotte for the taking. I'm not mad that Natalya, Charlotte didn't win. I'm actually surprised that they went with Natalya. Natalya versus Naomi, fresh matchup for SummerSlam. It's honestly probably going to be, it could be a good match. Could be a really good match. We'll have to see. Have we ever seen Natalya versus Naomi? Can't remember. But there's a positive to take out of this show. I'm interested to see Natalya versus Naomi. It definitely wasn't a match that I thought we would get at SummerSlam. Like I said, I was assuming it would either have been Becky or Charlotte. I'm trying to find positives even in the biggest pile of shit. It's very hard to do, but don't worry. That negativity will come out of me. It's coming out. I'm saving it for the flag match. But this was an okay match. It wasn't too bad. But there was just a lot of okay matches tonight, and then there was some bad matches. This was a good match, but it wasn't a match of the night. And this match needed to be better in order to somewhat save this. It was very hard to salvage this pay-per-view because literally after this match, it's like the Titanic. We're getting close to the iceberg, and when the finish of this match happens, it's like, okay, we've hit the iceberg. Battleground is taking on water. We are slowly going to sink into the Atlantic Ocean. And when the flag match happens, to use the analogy of the Titanic, the thing cracks in half. And then we completely sink into the Atlantic. So that is a perfect analogy for tonight. This show reminded me of watching the sinking of the Titanic. It was slow and painful. Kevin Owens, AJ Styles. I thought it was a good match, but to me, I don't know, something just felt off in this match. I don't know if it was the timing or, the crowd. The crowd didn't really seem too into it to me. I mean, they were chanting for AJ and whatnot. They were behind him, but I thought they would be more into it. But, I mean, can you blame them for kind of being out of it for, up until this point? Like I said, the last 2 matches, they were just okay. And since the tag match, nothing really was, blowing me out of the water here. I did like how Owens worked over the arm of AJ Styles after he slammed him on his side onto the ring apron. So that led to AJ trying to hit a Styles clash later on in the match. He couldn't get Kevin Owens up. So nice little bit of psychology in there. And then Owens, the finish here was weird. He attempted to go for the pop-up powerbomb. Styles countered into calf crusher. Owens turned it into a crossface. And then Styles turned that into his own counter that into a crossface of his own. Owens rolled him up for a pin. Ref counts the 3. I thought it looked like AJ had his shoulders up, and that was the finish of the match. It was kind of a what the fuck finish. I'm like, okay, Kevin Owens won the United States Championship. I was kind of disappointed to see that. I thought, well, maybe they'll put it on AJ and he'll have a nice run with it. Maybe do some United States Open challenges. Not that I'm against Kevin Owens having the U.S. title, but it's just like, change the title only to have him drop it right back to Kevin Owens. Okay. What was the point of that? And then the finish of the match was just, it was weird. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of it. The crowd really didn't know how to react either. And like I said, this was a good match, but it wasn't a great match. I thought they would have had the match of the night. I don't know. Something was just off in this match for me. But it didn't prepare me for the ultimate suckitude. That's not even a word. I just made it up. This is how bad this match was. This is a contender. Mark it down. You heard it here first, folks, for one of the worst matches of the year. And I'll leave it up to you. You fine viewers watching in the live chat. I give you the power. The power of your voice. What was worse? The flag match between Rusev and John Cena, or the kendo stick on a pole match between Bayley and Alexa Bliss? I'm going to go with this flag match because at least you could argue with the kendo stick on a pole. It was short, sweet, and to the point. Yeah, it was really bad. It made Bayley look really bad, and it didn't really do much for Alexa, but at least it was under 5 minutes. You get in, you get out, you get going. This flag match between Rusev and John Cena, which is an outdated match concept. I don't know why the hell we had a flag match. It just felt like filler. It felt like, oh, we have nothing for John Cena until SummerSlam, so we'll put him against Rusev. We knew he was going to beat Rusev. It was so freaking obvious he was going to take Rusev and AA him through the 2 tables sitting there. Just predictable, lame ending. Cena puts Old Glory in the stand. It was stupid. You had to take the flag down and stick it on the podium. I was like, you know what would have been more entertaining for the flag match? You have to stick the flag up the opponent's ass. I mean, seriously. Oh, my God. Just awful. Freaking awful. Like I said, my candidate for worst match of the year, I'm looking for the time for this match. I want to see how long this match was because it felt like it was probably only 20 minutes. It felt like an hour. It just kept going and going and going and going like Raw. It just keeps going and going and going. Wait till I get the times for this match, folks. You're going to love it. You're just going to love it. 21 minutes and 10 seconds. Second longest match of the night. That's great to know. So Cena wins, LOL, and Rusev looks like shit. So glad we forgot about Rusev demanding he be put in the Money in the Bank match or getting a WWE Championship opportunity because logic and continuity, I think not. This company thinks we're stupid and we can't think, back 2 months or so. So what the hell do I know? I don't know what they do with Rusev now. Don't know what you do with Cena. How about Cena versus Nakamura? That sounds good to me, but we'll probably, I don't know. I don't know what they'll do. I'm just fed up with this pay-per-view, but we still have a couple more matches to go. So, that match was what it was. Another match that was just there was Sami Zayn versus Mike Kanellis. Wasn't really too impressed with. Well, we didn't really see too much from Mike Kanellis on SmackDown. They had his debut on SmackDown and would have honestly saved it for the pay-per-view. But from what I saw here, I don't know if he's going to do that well with WWE. I just didn't really see too much that impressed me with him in the ring. And, Jack, I don't blame people that are tuning out of WWE and tuning into New Japan. That's what you need to do. You need to support an alternative product. If they ain't giving you what you want, turn it off and watch something else. It's the best thing you can do. The best way to show the message. And I think more people are doing it because they can't even sell out a pay-per-view in Philadelphia. How pathetic is that? That's pathetic. Philly's one of your strong markets. That should be a wake-up call. But they won't care until there's only 5,000 people in the building. And just frustrating. We did have a Fashion Files segment. And Breezango were attacked by unknown assailants in the dark. My theory still holds that it might be the Hype Bros who turned heel, or perhaps Eric Rowan and Luke Harper. They might team them back up. Or another interesting rumor that I heard was Tina Sabatelli and Riddick Moss. Their profiles were recently taken off the NXT page. So maybe that's a sign that they'll be coming up to the main roster. But yeah, didn't even get a reveal of who was attacking them. So even, Fashion Files, which I usually find funny, and I thought was probably the second best thing of the show tonight. So that just shows you what type of pay-per-view we're dealing with. But back to Sami Zayn versus Mike Kanellis. I'm really more impressed with Maria because she's fucking hot, gorgeous, than Mike Kanellis. I just didn't really see anything that he did in the ring tonight that impressed me. Sami Zayn got the win with the Helluva kick, so it was nice to see Sami win, but the match just really wasn't too much to talk about. And then we have the Punjabi Prison match. I didn't watch any of this match. I really had no desire to. I turned it off so I could get this review up and over with. So I'm not going to rant and rave about this match because I didn't give a shit. All I can see here is the Great Khali climbed the cage. He grabbed Randy Orton by the throat, and Mahal escaped the cage and is still, your WWE champion. That's just great. I'm not digging Jinder's title reign. I don't know. He's probably going to face John Cena, and Cena will beat him at SummerSlam. And you know how this stuff goes. And I really just want to stop talking about this pay-per-view because it was just so bad. It was so boring and just a disappointing effort, like I said, from SmackDown Live. We know they can do better. We've seen them do better. And this Backlash was better. Extreme Rules was better. Freaking Money in the Bank was better. Great Balls of Fire was 10 times better than this pay-per-view. WrestleMania was better. Elimination Chamber was better. The Royal Rumble was better. The only pay-per-view that I'd say was worse or is equally as worse as this was Fastlane. I'll leave it up to you guys watching in the live chat. What pay-per-view do you think was worse? Battleground or Fastlane? I'd have to go with Battleground because at least with Fastlane, there was a little bit more good from what I can barely remember. But with this, it was just... This was bad. And I just don't know. I don't even know if I want to tune in Tuesday to watch SmackDown. I just don't know what's going on anymore with SmackDown. It's a shame because they were doing so good for so long. And now it's just like everything since the Superstar shakeup has been turned upside down, guys. But if you enjoyed the show, more power to you. Yeah. I don't even know. I'm giving this pay-per-view a D. D-. That's pretty low. That might have been the lowest grade I've ever given a show. I won't go out and give it an F, but it's very close to an F. And yeah, Jack, I would just watch the tag match and watch nothing. There is really nothing else to go out of your way to watch on this show. But that's just my opinion. If you want to save you the time. Hunter, what's going on? Like I said, guys, live chat is still open. What grades would you give Battleground? Leave them in the live chat. I got an F. We're getting an F. Okay, we got one F. Can we get some more Fs? Enjoyed the tag match. I agree. Tag match was the only good match on this show. And by the way, I was doing a little, fantasy booking. D-. D-. Tell me what you guys think of this. On my card, D-. There you go. D for Daniel. Here's what I would have done with this show. Change the books. I would have done Rusev versus Jinder for the WWE Championship. That ties up the logical. Have him come back, demanding the WWE title shot. Put him against Jinder. There's history to go off there. I would have done a triple threat match between Cena, AJ, and Kevin Owens for the United States Championship. And you could do Shinsuke Nakamura versus Sami Zayn. Hey, you could build up an issue between those two. They had a fantastic match of the year candidate at NXT TakeOver. And then you could do, Baron Corbin, Randy Orton, start up an issue, a feud between those two. What do you think of that card compared to what we got tonight? And you keep the Usos versus the New Day. I think that's a solid Battleground card. But we didn't get that, guys. Instead, we got lazy, boring, uninspired crap. So, yeah. That was Battleground, guys. I'm just at a loss for words. I don't even know how to end this review. But there's only one word to describe this pay-per-view. And I'm going to spell it out for you. S-H-I-T, shit. Thanks for watching this review, guys. I'll be back up here with more live content soon on this channel. As we officially get excited, we're on the road to SummerSlam, I know. Contain your excitement, please. Contain your excitement. So that is it, guys. Thank you for watching this live review and participating in the live chat. Hopefully things get better from here on out. Until then, I'll catch you guys in my next video, whenever that may be. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.